Hello, once again, and welcome to From the Stretch. It is episode number 8, and it is Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. Welcoming you to another edition of Current Events here on All J, All Sports, All TV, and Sports Channel. Jay's All TV and Sports Channel. I'm speechless today, folks. I don't know why, but I am, of course, your host, Jason DeCanio, ready to go for another 3 current events that were handpicked by dayinhistory.com. Ready to go. And the first topic of discussion, the first current event of the night, goes all the way back. You thought 1804 was just far out. Nah, we're going back to 1803 with breaking barriers, the Oberlin College pioneers coeducation. That's right. Yes, Oberlin College in Ohio made history as the first coeducational college in the U.S., and this groundbreaking decision to admit both men and women on equal terms was a revolutionary act in an era when women were largely excluded from higher education. And by opening its doors to women, Oberlin set a record and a historical event. We'll look into that with more great detail in just a few minutes. And then we will jump to 1967 with a new beat. Yes, the first human heart transplant. Yeah, the world witnessed a groundbreaking moment in medical history when South African surgeon Dr. Christian Barnard performed the first successful human heart transplant. And this revolutionary surgery, conducted at Groote Schuur Hospital in Cape Town, not only demonstrated the possibilities of modern medicine, but also paved the way for countless lives to be saved and possibly even healthier than before. We'll look at that. And then the Bhopal or the Hopal gas tragedy. This is 1984, folks, almost 40 years to the date. Yes, it is 40 years to the date. And a grim reminder of industrial accountability. Yes, a catastrophic industrial disaster unfolded in Hopal, Indiana, making one of the deadliest chemical accidents in history. Toxic gas leak from a Union Carbide pesticide plant released methyl isocyanate. Wow, cyanide. Whoa. Methyl isocyanate into the air, exposing hundreds of thousands of residents to the deadly fumes. Whew. This stuff is probably not something you would want to, have on a Sunday night with your meth, whatever you want to call it. But let's go ahead and look at the continuing story of breaking barriers, the Oberlin College pioneers coeducation. Bring that up on the stage and continue this story, groundbreaking story going back to 1833. An interesting story indeed. We will look at it right now. Okay, so they set a bold precedent, challenging societal norms and fostering a culture of inclusivity in academia. So by opening to both men and women, they were breaking barriers. And that's a good thing, too, especially in those tough times of colonial and, patriotism. Well, founded just a few years earlier in 1833, Oberlin was already known for its progressive values, including its commitment to abolitionism and social reform. And however, its decision to embrace coeducation marked a significant departure from the conventional views of the time, which regulated women to domestic roles and limited educational opportunities. The move was not without controversy, but it reflected Oberlin's mission to prepare all individuals, regardless of gender, to lead purposeful lives. The admission of women to Oberlin College was more than a symbolic gesture. It was a bold statement that education was a right, not a privilege reserved for men. Oberlin's coeducational motto inspired other institutions to reconsider their policies, sparking a slow but steady shift in the landscape of American education. The impact of Oberlin's decision extended beyond the classroom. The college became a hub for social reform movements, with many of its graduates, both men and women, playing active roles in the abolitionist temperaments and women's suffrage movements. Notably, Oberlin produced some of the earliest female graduates in the country, such as Lucy Stone, who became a prominent advocate for women's rights and abolition. Now, these trailblazing alumni embodied the college's commitment to using education as a tool for social progress. Today, Oberlin's college decision to admit women on equal terms is recognized as a pivotal moment in the fight for gender equality in education. The coeducational model it pioneered is now the standard across most colleges and universities in the United States, reflecting a profound cultural shift toward inclusivity and equal opportunity. The ripple effects of Oberlin's choice continue to be felt, and women now outnumber men in college enrollment across the U.S., and access to higher education has empowered generations of women to contribute meaningfully to society, science, politics, and culture. And Oberlin's early embrace of coeducation reminds us of the transformative power of challenging entrenched inequalities and envisioning a more equitable future. And as we reflect on this milestone, it is essential to recognize the courage and foresight of Oberlin's founders and supporters. Their actions not only reshaped the educational landscape, but also laid the groundwork for broader societal change. Today, on December 3rd, 1833, remains a testament to the enduring importance of inclusivity and shaping a better world. There you have it. A great story behind the historic look at Oberlin's coeducational system. And now we jump to 1967 and look at the first human heart transplant. Boom. Yes, this revolutionary surgery, conducted at Groote Schuur Hospital in Cape Town, not only demonstrated the possibilities of modern medicine, but also paved the way for countless lives to be saved through organ transplantation. The procedure was hailed as a medical miracle and stands as a milestone in the quest to push the boundaries of human survival. Dr. Bernard, a pioneer in cardiac surgery, assembled a highly skilled team to attempt what was then considered an impossible feat. The patient, Louis Washkansky, was a 53-year-old grocer suffering from a severe heart failure. The donor heart came from Denise Darval, a young woman who had tragically died in a car accident. And despite the ethical and technical challenges of the time, Bernard's meticulous planning and innovative surgical techniques turned the transplant into a reality. And although Washkansky survived only 18 days post-surgery due to complications from infection, the successful functioning of the transplanted heart confirmed the viability of the procedure. The first heart transplant was more than a technical success. It symbolized the potential for medical breakthroughs to rewrite the limitations of human life. At the time, advancements in immunosuppressive drugs and surgical technology were still in their infancy, making this achievement even more remarkable. The operation catalyzed global interest in heart transplantation, inspiring further research, technological advancements, and the establishment of ethical frameworks for organ donation. Dr. Bernard's work demonstrated the critical interplay between courage, innovation, and meticulous preparation in the medical field. His achievement not only brought hope to patients suffering from terminal heart diseases, but also elevated public awareness about organ donation as a life-saving measure. And that's why we have organ donation today. And you play a vital role on your driver's license if you become an organ and tissue donor on the day of your death. It could help save a future life. Well, today, heart transplantation has become a standard and life-extending procedure for patients with end-stage heart disease. Advances in immunosuppressive therapy, donor preservation, and post-operative care have dramatically improved survival rates and quality of life for recipients. Moreover, Bernard's pioneering surgery highlighted the importance of organ donation, leading to the establishment of registries and campaigns worldwide to encourage individuals to become donors. The ripple effects of this historic transplant extend beyond medicine. It sparked discussions about the ethics of life and death, redefining how society views brain death and organ donation. Furthermore, the field of regenerative medicine and artificial organ development continues to build upon the foundations laid by Bernard's work, promising even more innovative solutions for heart failure in the future. The courage and skill of Dr. Christian Bernard and his team on this date, 1967, will forever stand as a testimony to humanity's relentless drive to overcome challenges. The first heart transplant not only saved one life, but opened the door for millions more, marking it as one of the most transformative achievements in medical history. Beautiful. And that's why the heart is full of love. Now we go 40 years later, or 40 years earlier, to the Hopel gas tragedy, a grim reminder of industrial accountability. This happened on this date, 1984. Yes. This Hopel gas tragedy, as it came to be known, claimed thousands of lives within hours and left countless others grappling with chronic illnesses, disabilities, and psychological trauma. Shortly after midnight, the release of 40 tons of MIC spread across densely populated neighborhoods surrounding the plant. The gas, heavier than air, crept into homes, causing immediate respiratory distress, eye irritation, and skin burns. Chaos ensued as families fled in panic, many unaware of the toxic nature of the gas. Hospitals were overwhelmed as victims suffered from severe lung injuries, blindness, and convulsions. It is estimated that over 3,000 people died within the first few days, and the death toll has since risen to over 20,000 due to long-term complications. Well, the tragedy was not an isolated incident, but the result of systemic failures in safety protocols, maintenance, and regulatory oversight. Investigations revealed that critical safety systems such as gas scrubbers and refrigeration units were either turned off or malfunctioning due to cost-cutting measures. And furthermore, the plant was located alarmingly close to residential areas, exacerbating the disaster's impact. The Union Carbide Corporation faced widespread condemnation, but legal proceedings to hold the company and its executives accountable became mired in delays and limited compensation for victims. Even decades later, the aftermath of the Hopel gas tragedy remains visible. Survivors continue to battle respiratory diseases, cancer, and birth defects among subsequent generations. The site itself remains contaminated with hazardous waste, posing ongoing health risks to the local community. And despite the tragedy, the disaster galvanized international efforts to improve industrial safety standards and raise awareness about the importance of corporate responsibility. The Hopel gas tragedy also catalyzed the establishment of laws such as India's Environment Protection Act of 1986 and the global adoption of frameworks like the Chemical Accidents Prevention and Preparedness Program. However, activists argue that more needs to be done to ensure justice for the victims and prevent future disasters. The event serves as a poignant reminder of the need for stringent safety measures, ethical corporate practices, and governmental accountability in protecting vulnerable communities from industrial hazards. By reflecting on Hopel's grim legacy, we honor the victims and strive to prevent history from repeating itself. And that is the current events for today from the stretch, December 3rd, 2024. Well, tomorrow, more articles, more events. On December 4th, episode 9 looks into some interesting stuff. What events will they be? You'll just have to tune in to find out. And here's another milestone for all of you. We just reached 85 subscribers on the channel. Thank you so much, folks. And if you have not subscribed to Jay's All TV and Sports channel, do so. because this is the place where not only we have great shows, but you learn something at the same time as well. More tomorrow from The Stretch. I'm Jason DeCanio. Remember, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Good night. See you tomorrow.